This is 37D, and this will be our last lecture for today. The Koryo Dynasty. So note number one, in 936 AD, the Koryo Dynasty arose in Korea after overthrowing those Tang rulers. So they were able to overthrow their oppressors and have their own kingdom. Their kingdom has a royal seal. Note number two, the Koryo copied the Chinese system of Confucian civil service exams and government organization. But the aristocratic elite ruled Korea. So you could only rise so far in Korea if you didn't inherit being the elite. Note number three, sadly, slavery was widely used in Korea, and this was not true in China. Note number four, the Koryo dynasty actually survived all the way until 1892. So until about a little over 100 years ago. But from 1231 to 1356 AD, Korea was under rule by Mongol warlords. And finally, as we look at the Middle Ages in the East, we're going to look at early Japan and the Yamato Kingdom. Note number one, ancient Japan had several rival clans, which were called uji, and these were separated by mountainous topography, but united by language and religion. Note number two, Japan definitely was influenced by China through Korea, actually. Korea was that trading bridge. Some of the influences that Japan received from China via Korea were Confucianism, Buddhism, writing, art, and architecture. And here's a few times, a timeline of when certain things came to Japan. Next note, number three, around 500 AD, the Yamato clan gained control over the many other clans in Japan. Note number four, in 607 AD, Emperor Shotoku Taishi sent ambassadors to China to learn about Tang-style government and culture. Note number five, Shotoku's reforms included limiting the power of the nobility and a merit-based system. They learned that from China, that you should have the best people in the jobs that they're best suited for. And Japan developed a constitution, and this was based on the Confucian philosophy: respect for elders, respect for leaders, do what you say you'll do, those kinds of things. Number six, Taika, the Great Change. During this time in Japan, there were reforms established. There was a Grand Council of State, divided Japan into districts, and those were districts kind of like for administration, such as Tang China had. Note number seven, in 710 AD, the Japanese built the capital city of Nara, which was modeled after the Tang capital of Chang'an. And in 794, they moved the capital to Heian, which today is Kyoto. Feudal Japan. So after that period, you have number one, 1192 AD, Minamoto Yoritomo established the first Japanese shogunate. Number two, the emperor remained the supreme leader, but the shogun was immensely powerful. So the shogun controlled the military, and the emperor was more of a title. Number three, the Japanese system of feudalism was similar to the European system. It is thought that they developed independently. The feudal society, on the top, you have the emperor, who's unquestionably the most powerful, then the shogun, who controls the military, then the daimyo, who control the regions, and then you have the samurai, the loyal soldiers, and you have the peasants who do all of the work, essentially. And the merchants are below the peasants in Japan, like China. Number four is that Japanese vassals, called the daimyo, were given land and protection in return for military service and food and the ability to work certain areas of the land. Number five, Yoritomo did not demand oaths of loyalty from the daimyo.